Hi folks, Sam here, Reloved Guitars. Quick run through sound test of some different guitars I've currently got for sale. Here we have a relatively unusual one for me. This is a budget offering from Reloved Guitars, which I don't do all that often. And in a way, this is a kind of a loss, financial loser, in that I don't get back what I put into it. But I hate to see it sitting on a wall, and it's a great player and it deserves to be out there. And I just like the fact that it's come from some really cruddy parts and it's become something a little bit special, I think. It began life as a Tenson Telecaster, which was this kind of quite horrible Telecaster, but it had this fairly good looking body made of the lightest Chinese hardwood you could possibly find. And so consequently the first thing you notice is it just went like that. I bought it only to steal its original neck and use it for one of my little travel headless guitars. Anyway, this was then left, the body of this sitting around. It was going to become a guitar for a friend's son, but actually I found a Les Paul Rockburn which suited him better. So this sat around in the shed for a good few months until I got donated, in fact it was Mark donated me a Rockstar, inverted commas, Strat, horrible Chinese, I think it was MDF Strat, that had this huge great chunky neck on it. So I took that, reshaped it into a Tele neck, and the reason I did is it fitted perfectly in this neck pocket. So I then put the two together, and of course it immediately went like that. So I started putting bits of lead in, and I put as much lead as I could to balance it. Now on a slippery strap it's not quite right, but on a suede strap this thing will pretty much hold up. It's just about right. It was awful before. Now this all the way through to the point where I strung this up for the first time, this whole kit and caboodle was hovering over the fire pit. I wasn't bothered. If it was going to go in there, it would happily go and burn if it was going to play like crap. The other thing I noticed, by the way, this is a boat oar of a neck, great big thing with very flat radius, so it's completely unusual feel as a Telecaster, and it has a strange little drop off down here, so the end of the neck does that a little bit, but of course as it goes downwards it doesn't actually affect the notes. You can get all the notes out of it, so there's no problem. So I put this thing together again, and first play I thought, I like this flat, weird flat neck, but the pickup sounded a bit crappy, but the neck felt so good that I decided to buy some Wilkinson pickups. So I've installed new Wilkinson pickups on it, and we've now got this sort of quite barky little Telecaster with its original slightly strange furled knobs and standard switching, neck pickup, both, yeah, bridge. So yeah, it deserves to live, I think. It's got decent tuners. These came off an Encore Blaster E6 guitar headstock neck that I'm using for something else. It's got a Tusk string tree. It's got a little adjustable nut there, customized one. It's got, like I say, the pick guard comes off a crafted in Japan Tele with a little bit missing down the bottom there. It's got a few little dings here and there. It's a through body stringing, and yeah, old style 6 individual saddles with Wilkinson pickups. sounding. There you go. So unusual one for me. Don't do a lot of these things, but just couldn't burn it. Once I'd played it, I couldn't burn it. Couldn't kill it. So there you go. It's up for sale for less than the price I would charge for a refret, and it's got a brand new refret with jumbo all parts frets on there. So there you go. You know, my approach to these things, by the way, is I go ahead and, if the neck's half decent, I go ahead and refret it, because even if I don't like the way it plays, at the end of the day, I just chop the headstock off it and use it for a headless project. And so a refretted neck, to me, is always valuable. So I would either have used this on this if it played nicely, or I would have used it somewhere else.